Hi, this is Joanna Rochester, and this is Real Talk Soul Alchemy on Speak Up and Empower. Today, I wanted to talk to you about your story. What is your story? Your story is an accumulation of everything that you've been through up until this point in time. How you see yourself, how the world sees you, your community, your culture, your family, what happened when you were a kid, things that you heard said about you, things that you've done. All of these things build up and bring you to this place in your lifetime where you've got a story. But that story is not who you are. That's just the pieces of the puzzle that have been created till this point in time. So to understand who you really are and move into your life purpose and find happiness and find balance and find abundance, it's time to learn what your story is, to uncover your story, to become aware of your story so that you can let it go and you can become your true you, a person that is limitless, a person that has the whole world available to them if they can let go of their story. So we're going to talk about your story, talk about ways to start to see who you truly are as opposed to what your story is, and then allow you to move towards your life purpose and to move toward a life of joy and happiness and peace and abundance that we're all meant to live. So once again, Joanna Rochester, Soul Alchemist. This is Real Talk Soul Alchemy on Speak Up and Empower. And Speak Up and Empower is an online community of heart-centered people that are focused on creating the world that they envision for themselves, one that's filled with more joy, more peace, more happiness, better health, abundance, whatever you're searching for. Check us out on Speak Up and Empower. And once again, I'm Joanna Rochester, and I am the Soul Alchemist. And alchemy is the journey of transformation. In the old days, it was from silver to gold, but now we help you to transform your soul and to let go of your story, to let go of the blocks that you put in the way, let go of the pieces of you that are limiting you. And how do we do that? It's by becoming more aware. Because we all have the story, we've grown up with families that see us in one way, friends that see us in another way. And, as we grow and become more aware and more conscious, it can be really challenging to help those people to let go of who we were and to dive into who we are right now. So often, if you think about it, if you haven't seen anyone for 10 years and, perhaps you had issues with, poor self-confidence 10 years ago, 20 years ago, or you had a lot more weight on. People are, shocked to see you, but they're still going to see you as that heavier person or know you as that person that lacked confidence. And until you can step up into your power and show them who you really are now, they're going to remember you that way. And for some people are challenged to allow you to be this new person because it fits their narrative, it fits their story to see you a certain way. And just like yourself, oftentimes, but for them also, if you see someone, it's like we're looking into a mirror. And so we see them the way our story fits them into our story. Does that make sense? But we have a narrative about them too. So, changing the narrative, but first of all, changing how you see yourself is such an important part of growth and awareness and greater consciousness. And so how do you become aware of what your actual story is? Well, I talk about it all the time. I talk about being that observer in your life, being curious about who you are, being able to step back and, think of yourself in that third party of, what is Joanna doing now? Why does Joanna do that? I spend a lot of time questioning, my thoughts and questioning, my actions and understanding myself better. This morning I got really frustrated about something. And so I know if I'm frustrated, it's always, okay, first of all, is this my stuff or because I'm an empath, I can feel other people's stuff. So once I know that it is mine, then it's asking the question, so what's really going on here? Am I being triggered from an inner child? Am I being triggered from a past lifetime? Am I being triggered by someone else? And so it can be really challenging, but it's important to start asking the questions, right? Is this mine? Or is it someone else's? Excuse me. Is it, someone else's energy that I'm feeling? Because this is huge, right? So often on our journey of self-awareness, we become aware that we are empaths, and there's many different empaths. You can feel things physically, you can feel emotions, you can sense people's energies. There's so many different things about being an empath, and everyone will have slightly different symptoms of being an empath, for want of a better word. But it is really understanding, what is going on inside of you. If you know your physical symptoms, if you understand how your body talks to you, then you can understand what you're being shown. So, just like think of it, right? When you're in love with someone, you get those butterflies in your stomach. In a romantic relationship, you get those butterflies when you're excited about seeing them. And if you didn't know, right, of course we know that feeling, but there are, what if you didn't know that was a feeling of being in love? Then you might question it. And I think a lot of times we get messages in our body and we don't know what it means, and we don't spend the time to ask, what was I being shown there? Was it someone else's pain? Was it an emotion that I've kept stored in my body that's been stuck there and is ready to let go? A lot of times aches and the pains in the body can be energy that's gotten stuck. We all carry our emotions in our body as stuck energy. And sometimes it can build up, or when it's getting ready to be released, then it can cause us aches and pains. When I'm working with clients and they're releasing energy, I start to yawn. And it's naturally the way because I am a healer, then I help people release energy and I start to yawn. And, I always have to explain myself, because it can be kind of embarrassing that I'm not yawning. I'm not bored with what my clients are telling me. It's that I'm actually helping. And if you've ever done any equine therapy, you'll know that horses do the same thing, and other animals have different ways of presenting information about what's going on. So, you could be doing the same thing, is that yawning, right? It could be that you're bored or lacking oxygen, but it's also entirely possible that you're helping someone else. But coming to know your body, being curious about what you're shown, will help you on your journey of self-discovery and understanding yourself more, and understanding how you can help people once you know what's going on inside of you. So coming to know your physical symptoms, what you're presented with, what you're shown about other people, these will teach you more about yourself. But also teach you about when you're being presented with some information, some emotions, some piece of information to guide you on your journey of understanding your story. Because we all have these old ways of being, right? Some go back to our childhood. Even being the middle child, for the most part, the middle child in a family, being middle child, we want to make everyone happy. And if that's our traditional way of being, we have to be aware that we're actually doing it before we can release it and let go. Hi, Lisa. And so it's important to really explore who you are and dive in and ask. And, you can set your intent to the universe to be shown what you need to know about yourself. One of my biggest things was being afraid to share what I can do to help other people, to share that I am an empath, to share that I am a healer. It goes completely, not completely, that's wrong, but this is not something that is widely talked about in my family. I still don't really tell them what I do, just like I don't go into complete detail on podcasts like this about what I do, because to a certain degree. I don't want to scare people off. I don't want people to go, oh my gosh, she does that, which is actually kind of crazy. So I'm going to tell you right now, here you go, is that I connect with your higher selves, your guides, your teachers, whoever wants to come forward to guide me on how to help you. But I also connect with intergalactic beings. I connect with Dual Cool. I connect with Saint Germain, the Hathars. I connect with a variety of different interdimensional, intergalactic, otherworldly beings, all in to share information with you to help you on your journey. And these guides, these teachers are never there to tell you what to do. They provide you with ideas to help you on your journey, to guide you on your journey, to learn more about yourself. And so that's what I do. There's also DNA activation that helps, and soul work, there's dark shadow work, there's inner child work, there's working with Akashic records. There's so many pieces of the puzzle here that all come together, but it's all about what you need, what your guides, what spirit, whoever you want to call it, the universe, God, archangels, angels, whatever is needed in that moment to help you on your journey of self-awareness and growth. So it's an amazing process, but it's all out there. But this has all come about through a process of all the things that I teach my clients about, all the things I talk about in this podcast, of being more aware, of being more conscious, of recognizing what your body's telling you, of recognizing what your soul is trying to show you. So on your journey, you can start to develop these tools or uncover these tools, this awareness, this love for self that will guide you on your journey. So, becoming more aware, so how did your friends see you? Can they let go of that? Can you show them your true self? How does your family see them? Being that third child, wanting to help everyone, but often family sees you, sometimes is that you're, the one that screws up in the family, the black sheep of the family. Sometimes you're the one that's, that works the hardest, or the one that is the, perfectionist. All these pieces are labels that are placed on you, and they limit you because you can let go of them. Every single person can change if they decide they want to. Nothing is not, everything is possible. You can become whatever you want to become if you decide that's what you want to do and you're ready to do the work. Yes, it is work, to move forward and let go, uncovering those pieces. What parts of you do you wish you could do differently, and not to correct or to say it was wrong, but how can you move forward? So uncovering, how does your family see you? How do you see yourself? Were you told as a child that you were shy? And so now that's the label that you put on yourself. And sometimes it's an excuse. Well, I'm shy, right? And with everything going on in the world right now, it's very easy for me as an introvert and who was someone who was entitled, who was called shy as a child, to fall back on that and to become more and more of a hermit and not want to go out into the world, right? To get online is fine and easy, but to actually have to go out in the world. And especially as, as I grow and I increase, change to a higher vibration and learn more, I'm a lot less likely now to want to spend time in lower vibrations, so doing things that don't make me happy, that don't bring me joy. So it is, it is a journey, but it is something that everyone has inside of them to become that best version of themselves and to allow their true self to come through once they uncover their story, uncover their blocks. So if you think right now, do you feel stuck? If you don't, great. What parts of yourself would you like to develop more? Would you like to move forward? Would you like to develop your gifts more? Would you like to share more with other people? What parts of you, where do you want to move towards? How can you bring more into your life? More joy, more happiness, better health, all of these pieces. So, but if you do feel stuck, what makes you feel stuck the most? Is it your physical body? Is it, getting caught up in emotions, getting caught up in drama? Oftentimes drama becomes a way of life. We get so used to having drama that if we don't have drama, then it feels like there's something wrong. But drama is not typically a good thing. First of all, you're under stress all the time. And so you've got that huge effect of the avalanche of hormones that are released and the cortisol and the effect that has upon your body. But also, when you're in drama, then there's lots of highs and lows, and we want to roll through. We want to feel happiness. We want to feel joy, but we also want to be able to recognize that when things happen that don't make us feel good, that we're able to look at them and understand why they don't make us feel good, so that we can let go and get back into that place of joy and happiness once again, because that's the place that we all want to be in. And it doesn't always have to be joy and happiness, right? That's unrealistic to think that we're always going to be filled with joy and bliss and everything like that. But if that's where we are most of the time, then that's wonderful. It is that new age guru kind of thing saying that we have to be joyful, that we have to be happy all the time. Well, that's just BS, right? That is unrealistic. There's lots of times I get frustrated. Lots of times that I still fall back in my old way of doing things and don't honor myself, that when I get mad, sometimes it's easier to just say, "I don't deal with it right now." But that just causes us so many problems. Like if you think about it, how many times have you not said something to someone, or not said no, or not said, this really bugs me, because you thought, oh, I don't want to hurt their feelings, or I don't want them to feel bad, or I don't want to have a confrontation. But then it leads to so many issues down the road, and we get ourselves in trouble, and we create drama by not stepping forward and not speaking our voice and not saying what needs to be said. And this is, huge for so many of us. If you have any throat issues at all, you're not speaking your voice, right? You're being shown by your body that you need to speak up. One of the big things that I've had to learn lately is about boundaries, right? Setting my boundaries, because I get messages for people, because I can connect with what their guides are trying to tell them, because I can see stuff. People ask me all the time, well, what do you see? Or what's your message? And I have no problem sharing pieces, but it's also, it doesn't honor what I do if I just share all those messages. Some people will say, well, that's a gift, and so you should be sharing it. And I would say, I don't agree. I believe that the information that I'm given, I will share with someone that truly respects it and honors it and is ready to take on that energy. And, that was a big lesson for me, to ask people, do you want to hear what I have to say? And I got burnt a couple times that I just shared the information that I was being shown when I was sitting down one-on-one with someone that I thought we were in the same place. And she, a few times they've come back to me and said, I really didn't want to hear that. And so, now it's being sure to, and this is a reminder for myself to ask, right? Ask the person, do you just want to vent? Do you want to hear, right? Can I share with you what I'm being shown? But it is that piece of coming from a place of knowing that you deserve, knowing that your opinion is of value, knowing that it's important, right, for me to say, I will share with you this information, but not if you expect it. If you think that that's your entitlement, that you deserve it because we're friends, that I should just, keep giving, because that's what you're doing, right? Is that I keep giving and giving and giving, right? And sharing my talents, my wisdom, the information that I'm shared with other people. And yes, it's from the universe. It's not mine, right? It's from the universe. And so you could say, I guess, to a certain degree, that I should be just sharing it because it comes from the universe. But everything in this planet is about balance. And so if things aren't done in balance, then you fall out of balance, and that's when you get in trouble. So if I keep giving, 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 and it's not reciprocated in some way, then it will be taken away from me, right? I will come out of balance and not be able to share, not be able to receive those gifts, the guidance that I am given. And so it is, that's my perspective. But, take a look at in your life, where are you out of balance? Have you always been the one to take care of everyone else? And that's what people have always expected. And if you keep taking care of everyone else, you will attract people in your life that only want you to take care of them. They don't reciprocate. They don't give back to you. They don't share love with you. They don't share, they may love you, but it's not in balance because you're giving, giving, giving. But often that giving, giving, giving comes from a place of not knowing that you deserve more, that you are worthy, and that what you have, you don't have to go and search for love. You are loved. You are lovable. You have everything inside of you that you need. You don't have to go out and do things for other people to be loved by them. And so it's a challenge sometimes, right? Because, if we've always done things a certain way, then how do we, it's recognizing what we do, and then it's coming to a place of balance within ourselves. So I've had to start to, once again, and it's kind of constant with me, people that, clients, friends that, they ask for more. And obviously I'm working through this as I'm talking because this is important, but it's not just for me. It's for anyone out there that has any gifts, has any talents, anyone that takes care of other people. That it's important to come to a place of balance of knowing that you deserve to have that reciprocated to you, that when you share your knowledge, your talents, that's an energy that you're putting out to the universe. And it's important to get that energy back in some way from the people that you gave it to. Otherwise, it will stop working. There will not be that balance, and you will start giving too much and come out of balance. So think of that in your life. Where are you out of balance? Do you have your boundaries? Are you comfortable with those boundaries? Are you comfortable saying no, or comfortable saying, let me think about that, I'll get back to you, at least, right? Without just saying yes. So think about what your boundaries are, and start to unravel the places that you put yourself in the past because your boundaries weren't strong enough, weren't firm enough. And spend some time exploring that and coming and the biggest thing, I think, when you come to a place where you decide, okay, here's my boundaries, I need to start sharing them. When you can come to that place and be in a place of strength and knowing that you deserve and that you are worthy, when you share with someone that your boundaries have been crossed, that they're pushing on your boundaries, if you're coming from a place of strength and knowing you deserve, it will come out as that. They won't see it as you just, kind of being whining or sitting back and not, you won't be whining, because you'll be standing in your power saying, I deserve this. And how can you'll be confident about it, right? And if someone ever says, well, that's not fair or whatever, then that's their problem, and they need to go back and deal with it, right? If you don't have anger, you're just in your power, then that makes a huge difference. And people then can deal with it however they need to deal with it. And some people you're going to have to let go of, right? If you come to a place and say, I'm done doing it this way, and they go, well, that doesn't work for me, then just say, well, I'm sorry. You're going to have to go back and think about that yourself, because I'm comfortable with where I am and who I am. So this is all part of that story, right? Uncovering who you are. Where are your boundaries? What are your gifts? How do you share them? How do you take care of everyone else? And how do people see you? And the more you can dive into understanding those boundaries and those pieces of yourself, the more you can start to step up and say, this is who I truly am. I truly am this very wise, intelligent person who has lots to share with people. And I want to share with them. I'm comfortable sharing with them because I know what I say is of value. And the more you can come to that place of self-love, then the more you will start move into alignment with what your soul purpose is. And you'll come to understand what your soul purpose is. And I think soul purposes can be what they are right now, right? And there's never just one sole purpose either. You have a contract to accomplish a variety of different things, but it's not just one, although it can be acts of service or act of self, right? So taking care of other people or taking care of yourself, but we want to ideally be in that acts of service. But just saying, knowing also that you're in this world to understand yourself better, that's a great purpose in life. And that's what a lot of us are here to, just to understand emotions, depending upon where you are in your soul's journey. It may just be that, to experience emotions and to understand you and understand what it's like to be a human on this planet at this time, because there is so much going on and so much change taking place that sometimes that's enough. It could be to have your kids. It could be to not have kids, to explore this world and to do charitable work, philanthropic work. It could be to not do any of those things, right? To have a job as a financier. Who knows what it is, right? But every person is so different. It's just all about the journey and understanding yourself and becoming more aware, more conscious, to dive into who you are and uncover your story so that you can let it go and become the true you. So hopefully this helped today. I think one of the biggest things, I would encourage you to be that observer in your life, to be curious, to know that there's so much more available to you, right? You are the only thing that's limiting you. There's going to be other things that limit you, right? Perhaps, if you've had an injury or something like that, but on your journey of self-awareness and self-discovery and growth and drawing abundance, you are your biggest limiting factor. So dive into yourself. Start to meditate a bit more, be curious, start a journal and write down 3 physical symptoms that you noticed today. Write down emotion and explore that emotion. Where did it really come from? If you were being triggered, maybe it's that you got frustrated because someone cut you off in traffic, but really, was it about that? Or was it that you can't stand that earlier on that day someone yelled at you? And so it manifested as, you were triggered in traffic, but it really was about the fact that someone yelled at you and it reminded of you when you were bullied as a kid, or that maybe you're got too much going on and you need to take a step back and not be so overwhelmed. There's always so many different things that's possible, but the only way to explore and understand yourself better is to take some time and be in the moment and slow down your body. The breath work that I always talk about, deep belly breaths that fill up your lungs, bring more oxygen to your brain and to the rest of your body so you can really figure out what's going down. And it slows down your brain, slows down your body, brings you back to the moment so you can be aware and be curious and really say, why did I get so frustrated? What about that made me so angry? But that's all about coming to understand yourself and being more curious about who you really are, not what your story is. Joanna Rochester, Soul Alchemist. Check me out in my YouTube channel, Joanna Rochester, Soul Alchemist, or else my website is, I'll just change it up here. There we go. Oops. We're going to get it. Yes, we are. There we go. There we go. SoulAlchemistHealing.com. Took a minute there. But also check me out on Speak Up and Empower. Speak Up and Empower is an online community of people that have conversations that change the way you see the world. And that's SpeakUpandEmpower.com. So reminder, every Thursday at 12:30, we talk about how the transformation of your soul and how you can bring yourself to that point where you are in touch with what your soul is asking of you. Have a great day.